the link out so everybody know where we are. In the nation.
Oh, yeah.
Not that link, the link.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations. It's your host, Beatmaster Neddy live and direct. That ain't no jive, coming to you from the underground bunker. Yes, we have a very special show for you today, if we can work out all the particulars. As usual, a live show is always challenging, and we're trying to make sure that we can get it to you. But we have Miss Saxy B pending, and of course, maybe some other guests from out of the ATL with us today. And yeah, so primarily that's what we're going to be looking at today, and to see exactly how we can get this show moving. So I'm going to be focused on trying to get that squared away. So in the meantime, what we're going to do to kick the show off, we're going to have to do something like, we're going to drop a song from Miss Saxy, of course, with a video while we try to work out the particulars. In the meantime, glad you're here with us. It's kind of rainy night or raining day in the city of T Dot. Been raining all night it seems, and I don't know what's going on. But anyway, hopefully you're staying warm and staying dry and enjoying this fantabulous day. Again, I'm your host, Beatmaster Neddy live and direct. That ain't no jive, coming to you from the underground bunker. This is the network of love. So I want you to just go ahead and check this one out.
Yeah. I done been through the pressure, I carried that weight. Smiled on the outside, inside wasn't straight. People switch sides, yeah, I seen it clear. Had to cut ties just to get me here. I was giving my energy, pouring it out to people that didn't even know what I'm about. Now I move different, I guard my space. Peace over everything, that's my base. I had to fall back just to level up. Had to lose it all just to fill my cup. Now I see clear, I ain't going back. God got me, now I'm on the right track. I had to fall back just to no more pain, no more pain, no more chosen, I know it. No more pain, no more pain. I'm chosen, I know it. I walk like that, no fear in my heart. I'm built like that. Everything I lost, I'm getting it back 10 times better, that's fact on fact. I'm speaking life every word I say. I'm building me up in every way. No negativity in my DNA. I'm locked in purpose, I'm here to stay. No more pain, no more pain, no more rain, no more pain. Sunshine falling on me, I found me. Yeah, I found my way. God's will. No more pain. I'm walking in. No more pain. Every day. Hey, yeah. Oh,
Of course, that was Saxy coming to you directly from the Network of Love, the Underground Bunker. I'm your host, Beatmaster Neddy. Still trying to work out issues here with our connection with Saxy from out of ATL. Everything looks good and sounds good from an audio standpoint, but from a visual standpoint, we're still trying to work that out for you so that we can get into a very serious interview with some very important information that we have for you. And in the meantime, what we got to do, we just got to keep working through until we can sort out the back end here. Again, these live shows can be challenging for whatever reason. And that's just what we got to do. We just got to work with it, right? So in the meantime, I want you to check out another video from the one and only Bingy Canusi and the crew down there in Atlanta and in Ohio. And of course, coming from the West, a man called Kingsley. This one is called with Bingy Canusi. And of course, one is called Sharper Than the Sword. Sharper Than the Sword.
Live and pray. It's not gonna be easy, but steadfastly live your life upon to the expectations.
It's time is better than silver and gold. Can't take when you bend in the finger and gold. Ask yourself what's a relative rule. Searching but you never find a lose control.
People getting fed up, streets getting gritty. Mass gentrification in all the major cities. Shot 2 times cause it wasn't time to go. So I'm picking up my pen, sketching I'm hurt for my soul. Feel the spirit moving on the face of the deep. As the pen is scripted line to exist.
Open up your mouth and your words unfold. Half of this
So you
world
have
has
Queen
never been
and
told.
Big
Wisdom is better than silver and gold.
Okay. I have you.
Asking yourself what's a relative role. Searching but you never find you lose control. Written in the prophecies in words and truth.
Your video is going in and out, Miss Saxy.
Subjective persuasive direction. Plant the seeds for the youths of the nation. Listen to the words.
Your video is going in and out.
Stronger than the soul. Yes. Stronger than the soul. Yes. Stronger than the soul. Yes. Stronger than the soul.
My mind racing at 100 miles a minute. Said I couldn't do it, so I silenced the critics. We born winners, but my blood be the richest. Life coming at you, gotta fight to the finish. Never will achieve it if you won't even believe it. Odds are against me, then my pen makes it even. Sword got me bleeding, but my pen keep me reaching, teaching, preaching.
God and have no mercy. Bitter like God, yes, emotion like Cersei. Please testify, I'm the undertaker. Confess your sin, we start to the creator. Equivalent style, about the massive shaker. Learn when you have it with people in a break. Dedicate to the ones who lost and condemned. It's why the bloody words not emerge from the spell, yeah. Stronger than the soul, yes. Stronger than the soul, yes. Stronger than the soul. Stronger than the soul, yes. Stronger than the soul, yes. It's why the bloody words not emerge from the spell. Stronger than the soul, yes. Stronger than the soul.
As a man thinketh, so he does. So many choices you chose.
send this link out to our minister of truth.
This pen, stronger than the sword. This pen, stronger than the sword. Oh, 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 oh. Woo, 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 woo.
Stronger than the sword, this pen. 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 Stronger than the sword. Stronger than the sword. This pen. Stronger than the sword. Stronger than the sword. This pen.
Yes, yes. Greetings and salutations again. I am your host, Beatmaster Neddy, live and direct. That ain't no jive. Coming to you from the underground bunker, in a hidden building somewhere in the Toronto area. You know, hiding from prying eyes. Is what I'm saying. So, as I promised, I want to have a really nice show for you today. For all those of you who have tuned in, and if you're not tuned in now, but you're going to be tuning in the future, this is a very special show for you. I have lined up, of course, the one and only Miss Saxy B. And of course, we have Queen, who was here for you the last time when we had some really serious technical issues. I think we have worked out most of it, not all of it. Because remember, you know, we're coming to you live. So when we're coming to you live, just expect that anything can happen. Like lightning can strike, thunder can roll, you know, anything can happen. So please bear with us as we work on our technicalities and make sure that we can get everything to you in due time. So right about now, I am going to enable the audio for Miss Saxy and B, and I'm going to enable the video, and hopefully everything is going to work to cue. And we're going to bring them in right now to say hello, and here we go. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Where are we? Are we having that feed? Can I hear something from the audio
Can
standpoint?
you hear something? Can you hear something? I
I
know you can hear something.
I can hear you, Miss Saxy. Can I see? Let me see if I can hear Queen. Can I hear you?
She Ravé Shalom.
All right.
Yes.
Nice to see you. Nice to
Is
have
my
you
mic
again.
on? Is my microphone
Your
on?
microphone
The
is
mic
on.
check.
I am just working on the video aspect right now. The technical aspect is the
Yes.
video aspect, and let's see if that'll work now.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic is good. Your mic is good, and so is your video to a point. I think
Oh,
there we
you went. There you
there we
go.
go.
There
I
you
was
Yeah, I
just
had to
trying to
put my
make sure.
phone on Do Not Disturb. The messages
Oh,
kept
that's
popping
right.
up.
Right,
Oh
right.
boy.
So here
They
we are
trying to.
again, you know, brought together by the Most High, you know, to be able to gather together today with good information, good news, good company, good music, everything
With
coming.
it.
Ashe.
It's for sure, for sure. So Miss Saxy, being my the co-host today,
Yeah. No.
of course we're gonna make it totally official, right? We're still working on the,
There
like you
you go
said.
again. Y'all, he always makes it official. It's beneficial. We don't have to do all that.
What's understood don't have to be explained.
Right.
Look, I keep telling them I'm coming. I just gotta get ready for you. It's,
Well,
it's official.
okay, awesome. Love it, love
Thank
it,
you.
love it.
Thank you for welcoming me. Yes.
So, Miss Saxy, I'll just let you take it away for us today. Coming to us from ATL.
Yeah.
Just jump in and take it away.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining us this evening. We have a big show for you. I want to talk to you about a number of things that's going on in our communities and how we we put together some solutions for you, right? And I want to introduce some fabulous people to you that is definitely making changes within our community. I always talk to you and I tell you, right, Nedrick, listen, we got to get out in the hood just to see what's good. We have to collectively come together and see what we can build together in order for us to thrive and survive together. Is that right?
That's
So
correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
that's where I'm at with everything. And so I had an opportunity to assist, and I'm sending out some big thank yous and some shout outs in a second.
Okay.
But I was able to attend a wonderful event this past weekend
Hmm.
with the Queen. And let me tell you something, Queen, she's slick. She real slick. She'll throw you out there and mhm. I know you ready.
Dashe.
Yes, but I wanted her to talk a little bit more about the conference that she actually invited me to.
Okay.
And then I want to share the experience with everybody and allow you to embrace what I embrace. So, Queen Shantae, could you please tell us a little bit about the conference that I was invited to?
Absolutely. And first of all, let me begin by honoring the Most High and also you, my host, Mr. Ned G and Saxy B. I appreciate you both for having me as a guest. And I also would like to tell you that you are doing a magnificent job of really getting the messaging out. You know, it really takes us to tell our own stories.
Sure.
We have to be, out here to inform, to educate, to inspire, to
That's right.
motivate,
Right.
and to uplift. So I appreciate that. But yes, the National Business League Conference is a conference that was started by the National Business League.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, the National Business League is the oldest Black business organization
Mm-hmm.
in the world that
Wow.
was started by Booker T. Washington.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so in 2023, after the COVID and the pandemic passed, we
Mm-hmm.
were able to come back and have events. And that was
Mm-hmm.
one of the first events that I attended as it began to, I think, kind of relaunch under new leadership.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, because I understand that what this is their 120th, 25th conference. Is that correct?
Well, this was the 126th National Conference.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes, last year we did the quincentennial, the 125th, but this was the 126th.
Mm.
And when I first attended this conference, I attended as media.
Okay.
So I'm a
Okay.
representative of the Hype magazine, which has been
Right.
around for a while. And I
Yes.
was covering that event in 2023. Well, when
Oh,
I
wow.
returned in 2024, I
Hmm.
returned as an organizer of the Birth of a New Nation conference. And we
Okay.
were able to partner with the National Business League to
Hmm.
host our conference with them at the venue that they had rented, and they covered all the expenses and sponsored that for us.
Big popping. That's business. See, this
Yes.
this one I'm talking about. This one right here. She can make some moves that is just unbelievable. I've watched her, but the moves that she made, they cultivate relationships, like I said before, that brings more than value to our community. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Queen, I had to put that in there because you made a point.
Well,
So I gotta bring it home.
I thank you. But that year was also very special in that 2024 because right before that conference on August 8th, 2024, was when the idea of forming a nation was brought to me. But
Mm.
at that very conference, I was coronated as the queen of the nation of Shira.
Oh, wow,
So we were
congratulations.
birthed. The nation was
Right
birthed
there.
at this conference,
And that was
Mm.
in 1994, you said? Oh,
2024.
2024. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so January 1st of 2025 is
Mm-hmm.
when we began shaping the nation,
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
bringing in leaders to help to really put the foundation in place. And that's
Mhm,
what we've been doing ever since. But when we returned last year for
mhm,
the 125th National Business League Conference, we
mhm,
came as a nation this time. and we hosted a power of parade. We also hosted
Yes,
a number of
we
different,
did.
yes,
Yes, we
yes,
did.
and we also hosted a number of different workshops.
Mhm.
Now, this year was a bit different, as we were more integrated into the event, but it was a magnificent event as far as being a platform for connecting
Mhm.
businesses, for providing education. There was the theme this year was about AI. So there was a
Mhm.
lot of information, a lot of
Mhm.
experts there that spoke on
Mhm.
AI. Alicia Little, who is one of the, I think, top AI leaders and thought leaders in the world, was there. Other leaders like Dr. George Frazier, who's one of my favorites as far as his speaking, and Dr. Boyce Watkins and Dr. Georgette Frazier, many great leaders as far as the knowledge that they're able to share and
Yeah.
really guide us on how to grow our businesses and make sure
Right.
that we are aligning in this season. So that's what that conference was about. And it's hosted by the National Alliance for Black Business, which consists
Mhm.
of the three organizations, the
Mhm.
World Conference of Mayors, the
Mhm.
National Black Chamber of Commerce, and
Right.
the National Business League. So
Oh,
that's the conference that Minister Saxy was invited to.
yes. Nothing but black excellence everywhere.
That's awesome.
Magic.
That's awesome.
Black excellence everywhere.
And this is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, the network of love, and how important it is for us to be able to join in and to keep putting this information out, because in unity we will develop the strength that we need, and it will be definitely in support of the nation and the nation in support of us. And I think it's very important to have that symbiosis, that type of connectivity that enables us to grow. And I am so looking forward to being able to meet you in person, Queen. You know
Likewise.
what I mean? I plan to take a trip to Atlanta sometime. Hope I can't say when, but hopefully before the end of the year, right? Where we can get together and have some one-on-ones about some of the things that I also would like to be able to get involved with at a deeper level, and so on. And of course, coordinating some of that with Miss Saxy. I think we have a lot
Yes.
of work to do, and the work is just beginning.
Mm.
It's just
Well, I can
beginning.
Mhm.
say one thing that I can correct you on
Uh-huh.
that you said. You said you think we got a lot of work to do, brother.
Yeah, we do.
Mm.
I
Mm.
know we have a lot of work
Yeah.
to do.
Right,
Huh.
right. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
And one thing I wanted to add to the conference piece, and Queen she's very modest with everything. I'm grand. I want the whole experience,
Right.
cake, cookie, everything. But the leaders that were there, we were not speaking of. We're talking CEOs, decision makers,
Hmm.
inventors, people who are moving the needle. Am I right, Queen?
Oh, absolutely. Black brilliance, great
Yes.
minds,
Yes.
really leading the way in various industries, in every industry.
That's
And I
right.
always say that it's not a lack of talent. It's not a lack of it's not a fact of being outnumbered or outsmarted. That's not our problem in our community.
Right.
Our problem is that we are not organized, we are not structured,
That's right.
we are not coordinating, we are not intentional,
That's right. Yeah.
we are not united,
Hmm.
Hmm.
which is number one to get to any of those things.
Exactly. Exactly. And
So
and
there's
and
no
that's
community because community takes communication and unity.
Yeah.
that's right. Exactly. And the one thing that I noticed that communication that was formed there, it was an outreach of not just local, not just state, not just national. What was impressive to me, Nedrick, was the
Hmm.
fact that it was international. We had people coming from Switzerland and Europe, different places of Europe, from Africa. I mean, it was beautiful.
I would
I'm
imagine.
talking about
I'm
beautiful.
Brazil,
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that an organization that spans the time of one and a quarter century would have tentacles spread like really far and wide. And I think that is kind of like the most important thing that and you know what, the good thing is that it's there on, you kind of like the foundation under the background where, you know what I mean, it's not too obvious that it's there, but for those who where it's important in order to get plugged into this and to start, having an impact and becoming a part of that movement, I think is very, very important. So yeah,
Agreed.
awesome. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, and that impact starts with aligning. You don't have to join the nation, but we want you to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to at least align, we need allies.
Right.
This system that is breaking down, we are prepared to sustain it. And
Right.
that's the goal, is to make sure that we have exactly what we need when we need it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's a community effort. So, well, it's your girl, Truly Saxy B. Did you want to put in a little music here? What you want to do? What you want to do?
No, I you know what? Every week we gather here, we play a lot of music, but today I want to focus a little bit more on substance, the information that we bring for the community. I think this is fundamentally important, and the music is for entertainment. Yes, we'll get to that later on, but for right now, I want to focus on some of the key aspects of what Queen is doing, especially in regards to what the nation is about. I'd like some more information in layman's terms. For example, the average person listening, what this could mean for them. Now and in the future, maybe even if it's not for them in this generation, in the next generation, because we're thinking legacy and intergenerationally. So it's not about just today for us. And so I would like to focus somewhat on some of that information from you, Queen, if you don't mind, to make sure that we're getting the most of your presence, the most in terms of information. Right.
And brag
All
about
right.
that pen you just got. Brag
Well,
about that pen.
I'm here, and like I told Saxy, anytime I can get on and it aligns, I'm always here to clarify, answer
Yes.
any questions, but for the most part, to educate, inform, and inspire.
Yes.
Because what enough people have not been doing is building sustainable systems for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Unfortunately, the generation before us didn't have all the right knowledge and the tools, but now we have all the right knowledge and the tools, and we have not equipped and prepared for the next generation.
Right.
Many of our youth can't read. Many of our youth are losing hope because they can't see where they can have the same things that other generations have had before them.
Right.
So,
That's right.
we really have to lean in and look at the reality that we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
The critical systems that we all are used to working for us, our healthcare, our agriculture and the food supply, our even the energy and the water now is being threatened. So what, and the healthcare and the education. So
Yes.
what are the alternatives? What is being built to replace these critical systems that are currently collapsing?
Right.
Wow.
And so that's what the nation is about. Do we have our own country? No, we don't. But we have our state of mind. And we want to simultaneously do the steps that are required in order to establish and make sure that our indigenous heritage is respected and also acknowledged.
Right.
Right.
Internationally. So that's why we are laying the breadcrumbs. We are doing the work. We are establishing the relationships. We are building the systems already. And we've got a head start.
Exactly.
And thank you for all the love.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
That's what it takes. It takes a network of love to, to spread all those things that you just mentioned, to even identify what is necessary.
Yeah, I would imagine, that all of these thoughts and processes would have to come from a place of love. Only through understanding the importance of love in our community can we start to be selfless in terms of
Yeah.
our thoughts and what it is
Right.
that we would like to see for our neighbors. And, rather than just focusing on what it is that I can get out of this, what it
Eh,
is that's about me. You know what I mean? How, like, I forgot the politician who said famously, don't ask, I think it was John F. Kennedy, don't ask what the nation can
You
do
can
for
do for
you,
you,
but what you can do
but
for
what
the
you can do
nation,
for that's right.
right? So I mean that applies to us also, and I
That's
think I think
right.
for us to get out of the mindset of being it's all about me and what it is that I can do and what I can accomplish, I think that is starting to set the stage for I guess an evolution of mindset, So if we're vibrating at love's frequency, and that is kind of like why this show exists. It exists primarily to make sure that we are kind of reminding ourselves that we need to be selfless in our endeavors, and that we need to take into the fact that it takes a village to raise a child, and we have a lot of
Absolutely.
children to raise right now, boy. I'm telling you,
What?
We
it's
do.
a job.
Absolutely.
Yes, 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 yes. Speaking of raising, so I wanted to expound on the experience that we experienced at the conference, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Um, and being in the order of that is an area of networking. It is a opportunity to pitch yourself in the elevator period time frame, right?
Hmm.
And to at least connect with some type of value that aligns. So I have a question for you, both you and Queen, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we're going back to school. We're gonna go back to school. Sarah, if I am a person that is of interest to you and I have a pocket full of money, and we're in this environment where it's fast, it's moving, he's talking to numbers and numbers and numbers of people. I'm just out there, right?
Right.
You pitching to me? Are you aligning with me? And if you are pitching to me, what does that pitch look like?
Right. Well, for me, I think that alignment is the most important thing. Building relationships, I think, building trust, building respect, understanding the next person's interest, and whether or not your interests align with them before you even start thinking of seeking funding or any type of or making any kind of pitch. You know what I mean? Because you might be dealing with someone whose values are completely off to the side as far as where yours are concerned, or maybe they're not even interested in your values whatsoever. I might be a person who just interested in maybe your vote because or they are you giving them praise or whatever. I don't know. Like it could be an egotistic person, like as you know. You know what I'm saying. So
Got a lot of them out there.
right, I mean, especially the chief one. You know who I'm talking.
Okay.
But anyways, what I'm saying is that I think alignment is most important. Making
Yeah.
sure that when you're compatible, like the energy is gonna flow. Because if you have two different circuits and they don't really go together, you're gonna have a spark that you're gonna blow a fuse, right? It doesn't really work,
Absolutely.
right? So you got to make
Yes,
sure that
exactly.
the energy is flowing in the same direction, kind of like that of a alternating current, but nonetheless finding that alignment. And again, it's all about frequency, and I believe that everything is truly about frequency, how we vibrate, and that vibration brings itself out in the word in terms of our language, how we speak, and the energy that we put out. So I think from my standpoint, I would think that I would want to seek alignment first and understanding completely about the interests that are at play, and making sure that it's not going to conflict with my principles and
Exactly.
with my business morals, and compromise my integrity. So and I want to make sure that the person I'm engaging with, would feel the same
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
exactly. Queen. And then the reason why I say Queen, and then listen, I'm setting her up. She knows she's gonna be, I'm gonna kill you, Saxy. But anyway, she's gonna kill me with love. The reason why I'm asking you this, Queen, is because you have set us up in an environment that gives us an opportunity to exercise what we do best, right? In our own rights and in our lane and with excellence. And you provide a number of tools, resources, opportunities that we can really just mess up. but the guidance, the reason why I brought it up is because I noticed the type of guidance that you were given throughout this conference when it came to approaching our alignment for the nation, for self, and for legacy. So that's why I brought that up. So if you could expound on it.
Well, I mean, if you were walking through a hotel and someone just came up to you, someone you've never met, and said, "Hey, can you borrow me $25,000 for an idea?" How likely are you to go in your pocket and give that person $25,000 or to write a check if you had the money?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
No, ma'am.
No.
So people don't invest or, contribute to ideas. They contribute to people that they believe in, that they know, that they trust, that they are aligned with.
Right.
And so I agree with you, Neddy. It's important to build those relationships.
Right.
They want to get to know your personality, who you are. You need to know who you're getting in bed with. Because when you're doing business with people, it's just like a marriage. Once you sign them contracts, a contract is binding you together.
That's right.
Just
Yes,
like a
ma'am.
marriage license.
That's right.
It's
Yes.
binding you to that person. So when you choose your business partners, just like you choosing your investors,
That's right.
you have to choose based on their personality, their morals, their principles, what they believe, their beliefs. Those things are so important to make sure that you're aligned.
That's
and then
right.
you'll get to know what their interests are.
That's
And
right.
you'll know if they're going to have an interest in what you're offering. And if you
Right.
don't, you'll know what you need to create
Oh,
if you
there
want
we
to
are.
access
Right.
that capital.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And that's what that's the pathway I wanted to lead you guys down. It leads into a call to action. Listen, if you're out there and you're looking for $100 million project to be funded, okay, because Queen, we've seen them type of deals. Am I right?
Yes, we have.
We've seen
Many
them
of those types of deals have come across our table.
Yeah. But we have to make sure that we are aligned with it. And so when you come to the table with these types of deals, if you have an opportunity to put yourself, I'm hinting, putting yourself in these arenas, in these rooms where you belong, put yourself in those arenas, but be ready. Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure you know exactly what you need to align and then and be of service and to align with others. You can't just be selfish. It can't be just about you.
And
Right?
that's, and if I may just interject, Miss Saxy, and that's why I'm so happy that you are here, not only as our co-host, but also as the CEO of TSB Business Development Solutions that that has a global reach. So one of the things that we promise to the audience here is that we are dedicated to a couple of things. Number one is to building an independent infrastructure in which we can do exactly this, right? Where we can bring information and knowledge and opportunities to the layperson like myself, if I wanted to start a little business or whatever. And we can also, through services that you provide, Ms. Saxy, be able to actually develop ideas and talents and business structures and so on, and give a person a very strategic and a solid foundation on which to build their ideas, right? And then on top of that, now being able to give them the pipeline through which they can actually go and seek those fundings that are alternate fundings to the type of fundings that we traditionally will be going to the bank to get. And the bank, they don't really want to see us, right? Not only are they not only are they not interested in our ideas, but they're not interested in us, period, right? So my whole idea is to make sure that we are continuing to bring this network together, and I am so happy and so proud to be associated with this organization, with TSB Solutions, and with Shanta, Queen Shanta, right? I mean, this is for me, like I said, the very beginning of the iceberg of where we want to be and how we want to reach out and how we want to impact the younger generations and give them hope, give them,
Exactly.
not only the type of music that we create and produce from an entertainment standpoint, but also to give them something of value. So every Sunday
That's right.
that you come here at the Network of Love, it has been my tradition since day one to try to bring you value. It's
Right.
original stuff. It's the ideas are original. The business solutions are original. Everybody is coming with something that will benefit our audience, and that is kind of like the key of why
Yes, sir.
we're here today. And so I'm so happy.
Well, thank you. And
Yeah.
thanks for the plug. But I was really going down the highway that the nation has trade, international trade and finance and commodities. But thank you. I needed that. Hey, y'all, come on, come on.
There you go. There you go. I mean, it's all interconnected, and that's kind of like why I'm saying, right? I mean, everybody has a role to
Because
play.
it all comes
It
Yes,
together.
all comes
yes,
together.
and
That's
that
right. We
and
work
that's
as one.
right,
It's
and
a
that's why I'm
unit.
so proud to call it a network of love because
Yes,
it's a
yes.
network making interconnectivity.
That's right.
They have a phrase now in the tech world, in interoperability, right?
Oh,
I
shoot.
mean,
Okay, not another one.
And we've went from a network into an ecosystem,
there you
Come on,
go,
let's
there
work.
you go,
That's what, and
right?
that's where we need to
building
live
institutions.
and
That's right.
Yes.
institute right there. But
Awesome.
the one highway, the one ecosystem highway that I'm very proud of,
Hmm.
and to be announced as the Minister of International Trade, Finance, and Commodities, and we have a deputy, Miss Adele Bartley. The fact that they have this with CCTX,
Hmm.
they have an opportunity for you as suppliers and buyers to come through, okay, and put your commodities on their trade desk. Yes,
Awesome.
you can trade commodities within the nation.
Right.
And like I said, you don't have to be a member, you can be aligned. There are so many other opportunities within.
Right.
But yeah, we're going to put some information out on that. But if you want to, Queen, I'm giving you a little hint here. You can expound on that as well.
Well, thank you, thank you. So yes, I am glad to appoint Minister Saxy and Dale, Minister Dale, as the ministers of international trade and industry because it's so important that as we build these critical systems,
Hmm.
that we also build the infrastructure that's needed to support them.
Hmm.
And in doing so, you must have economic development.
Right.
That's right.
And so we have done our best not to leave anything out in our
Mhm,
infrastructure and in our structuring of the
mhm,
nation to make sure that we're able to serve the needs of the community as it begins to shift
Hmm.
mhm,
into our essential systems. So the
mhm,
CCTX, the Shira Commerce and Trade Exchange,
mhm,
is being established because we have established several different treaties of friendship and cooperation with
mhm,
other communities, such
Hmm.
as ASEPA, which is the Alkebulan Sovereign Indigenous Peoples Alliance.
Hmm.
mhm.
We've also established relationships with the Bafokeng, Royal Bafokeng Kingdom out in South Africa, and One Map Africa, which is across many countries in Africa. I know they have over 3,000
Mhm,
different tribal
mhm,
communities represented. And we're partnered with the Aishola Empire,
mhm.
Black Achievement Fund. So we really are strong about collaboration. We understand that there's nothing one organization or
That's
one
right.
person, one group, one company can do alone. It's
That's
going to
right.
take all of our companies, all of our
Mhm,
organizations,
mhm.
all of these, all of our institutions,
That's
all
right.
of our innovators, all of our thought leaders, our
Mhm,
our youth, our elders, all coming
mhm.
together using the
Yes.
wisdom, using the knowledge, using the
Mhm.
tools, the resources, the relationships, the capital, and
That's right.
continuing to put these things together. So many of our allies, they do have commodities, agricultural products,
Mhm,
and other resources. And so we're going to help them to begin developing their economy by
mhm,
putting these commodities on our trade desk and making them available. We've also are a part of the African Diaspora Collective led
mhm.
by Ambassador Davisha L. Johnson, who is
Yeah.
one of the sharpest and most brilliant minds when it comes to agricultural and innovation and
Yes.
just and policy and understanding the reality of where we are right now, especially when it comes to food security. And
Yes.
so she's just created the 1 hectare sustainable farm model, and the
Hmm.
nation is proud to be able to bring the first 1 hectare sustainable farm model here to the U.S. We're getting that established now,
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
also to continue to work with Ambassador Davisha to establish the global Black supply chain that
That's
she's
right.
been building out
Mhm.
for several years.
Yes. Yeah. Look. I'm just excited to be a part of something so grand, and that's definitely going to make some changes that are, well, I should say, necessary changes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Necessary.
definitely, definitely.
Necessary,
So,
necessary
so I
changes.
have I have a question that I'd like to pose. So how, no organization really can stand without a solid financial backing or some kind of a financial structure
Mhm.
on which it kind of like that archery that feeds the idea systems, businesses, and so on. So from a banking standpoint, collectively for the nation or for the communities or for all these organizations involved, do we have a part of that infrastructure set up where we're going to have something akin to a central banking format where that administers.
Look at Chloe. Chloe can't wait.
Don't
Can't
keep
wait
asking
to
the
get
great
some juices.
questions.
Right. So that's kind of like one of my main area of I guess inquiry to figure out how that's going to be established, and if is there something actively in place for that to happen, and how soon can we expect to have uh, um, that in place?
Well, great question. And I'm going to give you several different um, developments that are taking place right now. So the
Hmm.
first would be that we have already launched a barter exchange. It's called the Shira Barter Exchange. We
Hmm.
understand that as the value of the US dollar continues to decline, that we will not be able to use our dollars. We're going to have to use them very wisely and
Mhm.
strategically.
Hmm.
Right.
So, in order to save those dollars and be able to redirect um, those those funds, will
Mhm.
be able to use the barter exchange to do business with one another. And so we've done this in partnership with Premier Barter Bank,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and that has allowed us to launch our own barter exchange. In
Mhm.
addition, we are partnered with the Hype magazine,
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
there's currently a wait list for those who would like to get our Hype card, where
Mhm.
we are, launching our own card.
Mhm.
Additionally, we have a partnership with one of the countries in Central Africa.
Mhm.
Due to some of the NDAs and non-disclosures we have in place, I don't want to name them specifically, but we
Right.
have a mandate to develop a women's development bank
Hmm.
Mhm.
along with a mining bank.
Awesome.
Okay.
And as we continue to build up our capital and our reserves, then we will establish our own bank. But we have financial advisors and planners within the organization who are
Mhm.
preparing for the structuring of how we begin to build our own bank using certain types of strategies that involve life and health policies and other financial strategies. So I
Mhm.
don't know everything, but I
Right.
know enough to get the right people that know the things that I don't know
Right.
so that they can do what needs to be done.
Awesome.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
that's that's the power right there, because therein lies the ability to, because once we can barter or trade, or and we have that platform on which to make all these transactions, then that makes it become much more tangible and viable. And I think once we have that in place, it lends the credibility to all that we're doing, and that one can develop that confidence, knowing for sure that I can literally move all of my assets into this direction, and it's going to
Yes.
be okay. I don't have to worry about having to keep it in XYZ regular bank that pays me 0.02%, whatever the case
Yes.
may be. And they're reinvesting that and at 10 times its value and making a killing, while you are
Yeah.
kind of like, thinking that you're doing something grand by saving a couple pennies over X amount of years with with just, it's just so ridiculous. So for us to have this in place, I think is starting to will open up that gap and bring a lot more people who have worked hard for their money and want to bring it into a system, an ecosystem that's gonna work for them. So I'm very excited about this.
Well,
Yeah.
another thing I like to add is that we do, because of the types of deals that have been coming through our pipeline,
Hmm.
we have also partnered with TSB Global Solutions.
Okay.
Yes.
And so they are through their family offices. And then we have several other capital financial partners as well. So through the partners that we've aligned with, we have access to probably about $3 to $5 trillion in capital. The
That's right.
problem is that most of the people who bring these projects, because of the lack of maybe awareness and
Mhm.
exposure, they aren't capital ready.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where the capital readiness programs come in, because we have to
Right.
make sure that in order to access this capital, you have to have certain verticals and documentation and due
That's right.
diligence and
Yeah.
proof of concept and
Come on.
financials, all of those things in place
Yeah.
first. So a
Right.
lot of people say, well, I need money and I got everything, but they really don't. And so
Right.
that's one thing. Um, but then another thing is that gosh, it was another thing that was just right at the top of my head about the capital as well. And I'm sure it'll
Mhm.
come back to me. But yes, we have also put in place capital and financial partners, so we have access to capital.
Okay.
That's right. Exactly. And I'm
Awesome.
glad that you brought up the readiness piece. So we're going to make sure that when they bring these brilliant projects to us and much needed projects, from infrastructure
Yes.
to stability, what do they call it? Sustainable energy, agriculture deals, logistics, whatever the case may be, we have those opportunities for you. We know you're not structured because we understand the alignment. We understand the mandates that they have in place.
Right.
And for you to meet it, that's just like saying, I'll break it down layman's terms. That's just like me saying to you, Nedrick, I'm gonna tell you what the underwriters really want.
Right.
hmm
Okay. So when you're dealing with this type of money, you are actually dealing with their underwriting type of situation,
Right.
okay?
Right. Right.
Which is called a mandate.
Right.
So that's why this season we're going into fourth quarter. We want you to close the books. We want you to put everything down because it's time to align. It's
Right.
time to align. So we're mostly teaching alignment and positioning and getting ready.
Right.
Get
Getting
ready.
Right.
get
Right.
If you get ready, you don't have to. If you stay ready, you don't have to get
Don't
ready.
have to get
And
ready.
the other thing came back to me. One of the other pieces that we're currently going to research is something we found out about this weekend, where you could have your money on certain cards without anyone knowing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
Okay.
going to look a little further into those things, but our job is to make sure that we are bringing back information and
That's right.
resources to make sure that our people can prepare themselves and their families, protect their businesses and their assets and their intellectual property,
That's right.
position themselves and redirect their capital into the systems that we're going to need for our survival and to thrive.
That's
Right.
right. Yep. That's right. So I'm really excited. Thank you for going into that, because that readiness piece is so important, and it starts at the gate with us, you guys. Let me tell you, we're gonna hold your hand all the way through, and y'all gonna cry baby all the way through. We're gonna get through this. But that's okay. From the funding piece, we have a readiness piece. Now, when it's time for you to actually get to the investors, it just doesn't get that easy, because
Right.
they're going to want you to prove it.
Yes.
Everything you wrote down, everything you said you could do, what they say, I'm from the show me say, show me, I want to see it.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So that's called proof of concept. So we have some phenomenal partners in place that are allowing us to actually put a proof of concept program in place.
Mm-hmm.
And you go make your money. Okay. You will be able to make money. And the reason why is because we want to see if you can make money.
Right.
We
So
want to see if you're going to be able to pay that money back.
so
Right.
at this point, while we mention money, I just wanna put out a little disclaimer that we are not business advisors.
No.
We're not doing any of that. We're not purporting or in any way, shape, or form that we are business advisors or financial advisors. What we are, we are business development people. We are about nation building. We're about building infrastructure. We're about allowing you an opportunity to see and align with
To
potential
participate.
that's there, that
There
exactly, that
you
be
go.
helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, whether it be financial or otherwise, right? But don't get it twisted that we're financial advisors or anything like that. No, we're
Right.
not. You know what I
No,
mean?
no. Right.
So I just want to make that very clear.
Mhm.
But
Well,
also,
thank
I
you.
also have another question in
Sure.
regards to the infrastructure from a financial standpoint. Now, as we do know, we have what we call these contracts
Mhm.
that is established by the crypto world, right? Where everything
The
is based on
blockchain
this
smart
smart
contracts.
contracts, right?
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yes.
is there going to be a situation in the near future where we would also have that as a part of the infrastructure embedded into that? Because
You
yeah,
already
just
bid on it. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
let's put that in on you with your daggone ATM card. So you guys are there. However, I want to make everybody understand
right,
why I favor the blockchain.
hmm
My opinion.
right,
The blockchain is verification for people in business like myself, you, and Queen.
hmm
They need verification. I'm tired of hearing, yo, bro, I got you. It's gonna be
right,
in the mail.
right,
Check it. You check the count. It should be there,
hmm
and then it's not.
right,
So this blockchain is a verification system.
right,
You can't buy nothing from me. You can't get any service from me until it is verified that your money is there.
right,
Okay. I'd rather know you got the money and that is sitting there waiting for me to do my part, and I'm gonna get it.
right,
When
It's
you
a
get yours, I get
I
mine.
get mine.
right, right,
Verification piece. So people get all huffy and puffy about it and think is value changing. No, it's verification.
hmm
It's validation.
right. So another question I'd like to ask in terms of say I wanted to, I'm interested now in this whole infrastructure and I want to get started right away. Taking my my 2 cents and putting it in the system to make sure that I can be a part of this entire network. How would I go about that? And is there a current established format or platform to do that?
Queen,
Can I get in right away, like tomorrow, if I were to say,
I ain't
I
trying to do
have,
this.
I
Queen,
have,
you saying you
So
want to be a
there is
minister of something.
there is the Nation of Shira,
hmm
and I tell people all the time, membership in the Nation of Shira is free, but freedom isn't.
right,
And so, in order to learn more and to join the Nation of Shira, and for those who are like, what is Shira and what does that word mean?
hmm
Mhm.
Shira is a Hebrew word, and it means freedom and liberty.
hmm
Okay.
And
Mhm.
so, we just celebrated our second week of Shira.
okay,
Mhm.
And now, with First Choice International Solutions, which is our for-profit company that we use to help emerging countries who are looking to do their national development priorities and plans.
Mhm.
hmm
That company we do have on our website, and that's firstchoiceinternationalsolutions.com.
okay,
Mhm.
Excuse me, we have a project readiness assessment. So you can enter the details of your project,
Mhm.
and it will let you know where you are in the capital readiness process. So
Mhm.
that way you will know what you need to do if you want to connect with our partners such as TSB Global Solutions or some of our other partners like Invictus Advisors, or we also have a scout who's with Level Up Ventures, which they have about an $8 billion fund. So there are a number of our partners that they've already gave us the mandate on what our clients need to have in place if they want to access that capital. And so that's why we've done the project readiness assessment. It's right on our website. You can go right to it. You can download it and get the evaluation, and it'll guide you on what's next steps.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So what I probably would like is to make sure that we can get that website again, Queen, so that the listening audience can maybe take it down for further information, further inquiry. And that is, again, sorry.
So the first website is The Nation of Shira, and that is the THE Nation, NATION of OF Shira, CHERUT.org. And the second website is First Choice International Solutions, spelled all out.
FirstChoiceInternationalSolutions.com. Right. So for the people listening, I just want to make sure that you get that. It's very important that you jot that down for your own keepsake. Also, you can come back again because this is gonna be posted online once it's done, so you can always refer to this interview again and again for information that you either miss or you didn't quite digest fully. We're trying to keep it quite simple so that everybody can follow exactly what's going on and get direct benefit from this. I would just like to take a small moment to say hello to some of my long-standing supporters and people who have always been here, right? Gabriela, I want to big you up. I want to big up Anthony, brother, big you up. Tom and Jay, I want to big up everybody across the world, and those of you who are listening incognito and joining incognito, I want to big you up also. But don't forget, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you're finding value and if you're finding something interesting in this program, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can reach. I know people call it's a buzzword, algorithm, but it does work when you like, share, and subscribe. We reach more of our people who are looking for this content, who want to improve their lives at some point. So I'm really, truly encouraging you all to go ahead and do that, and make sure that you can reach out to Miss Saxy or to Queen, and make sure that you use this platform to do so. And I'm encouraging you to make sure that you find some benefit every Sunday when you come here at the Network of Love. And if you don't find no benefit from this, I'm going to be very upset with you all. See it? So make sure you, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, because we want to make sure that you do understand that this is more than just us right here. This is more than what you're looking at, It goes way deeper than what meets the eye and what's reaching your ears. So please like, share, and subscribe. So Miss Saxy, before we go into the next segment, I just want to ask you, just give me an idea of what it is that you're going to hit us with next. And in the meantime, I'd like to just drop one musical track for a break, and it's going to be called, it's one of our favorite right here. It's called Aligned. Right. So take us into that, and we'll come right back.
Okay, all right, folks. I need you, please pay attention, because of course we're here to teach you something new. And when we come back, I want y'all to come fly with me, sugar. Okay, because we're gonna take you far, far away. We're gonna go into our Minister of Tourism. We want to introduce you to him and take you on to international experience. So please make sure you stay tuned. Now we're going into Align, so pay attention.
Yes. Saxy B with Aligned, coming to you from the ATL. I am your host, Beatmaster Neddy G, live and direct. That ain't no jive, coming to you from the underground bunker. Of course, we have Queen with us. We also have the one and only, truly Saxy B. Check it out, Aligned.
From inside out.
Are we backstage?
Yeah, I'll bring you back in a second.
Feeling sexy, feeling strong in my skin. Every layer of me shining within. From my mind to my body to my soul, so free. Everything aligned, yeah, that's really me. Starting with my mental, how I think and see. Then my physical, how I carry me. Then my spirit, that's the root of it all. That's why when I step, I stand tall. It ain't what I wear, it's how I feel. That inner glow, yeah, that's the real. The dress, not to impress. The business is my quest. My sexiness express the rest. My walk is the way that I talk. My words maps out my wealth. Yes. Feeling sexy. Feeling alive. Grown woman energy all the time. I don't chase attention, I command the room. Every mood intentional, I make it bloom. Quiet confidence, I don't need to prove. When I step in place, everything improves. It's in my posture, it's in my grace. It's in the calm look on my face. I know my value, I know my lane. That's why my presence hits the same. It's deeper than look, it's energy. When you align, you walk differently. The dress not to impress. The business is my quest. My sexiness express the rest. My walk is the way that I talk. My words maps out my wealth. Yes. Feeling sexy. Feeling alive. Grown woman energy all the time. Mind right, body right, spirit right. Everything aligned, everything tight. Grace on me, power in me. I don't force it, it just be. The dress not to impress. The business is my quest. My sexiness express the rest. My walk is the way that I talk. My words maps out my wealth. Yes. Feeling sexy. Feeling divine. Grown woman energy every time.
Yeah, that's how we do.
I just am.
Yes, live and direct. That ain't no jive. I'm your host, Beatmaster Neddy G. On top of the Viros music station, we play for you and for you and for yours. Of course, that was Miss Saxy B with Align. And of course, we're trying to get you aligned today with the network of love and with all the good things that we're bringing here for you, as we promise to do every Sunday from 6 till 7. Make sure that you bring a family member. This is a family. Listen, I want to just re-emphasize that this is a family-friendly show, right? Where we want to make sure that you can come with your children or youngsters, and you can sit around and have a drink, have some snacks or whatever, and join the show. Take something from it, like, share, and subscribe it, and make sure that we're reaching out to as many people as we can, right? This is very important, and we really do appreciate you for doing that, right? So right about now, we're gonna get back to the program with Miss Saxy and Queen, right? Coming to you, of course, from the great ATL. And, of course, they have a lot more for us right here at the Network of Love. Yes, we're back.
Yes. All right. Well, I think I don't know. My guest did he was trying to get in. Do we have a third room?
Yeah, as I thought I saw someone going in, but by the time I get to them, I didn't get them. So if they would just kindly try again, I would admit them to the room.
Okay, I think he had another engagement, but that's okay. I did want to
I'm gonna ask him to try again.
Okay, but I did want people to be introduced to the Minister of Tourism, and the reason being is because I don't know about you. Well, yes, I know about you. What am I talking about? You travel just as much as I do, Nedrick, right? And
Used
we're
to.
constantly,
I want to get back into it. So, we're I actually I'm just having my passport renewed right now. So that's why
okay, congratulations.
that's what's kept me away from Atlanta for so long. But once it lands in my laps, I'm ready to jump out and start making those personal connections again. Definitely.
Question.
Yes.
Do you think your passport is an asset?
Well, you know
I'm just
what?
messing myself. Yeah.
I can't wait until we have one in the nation that reaches
Mm-hmm.
international borders like that. That wasn't
Same.
another question that I wanted to pose, but as it just drops right here, maybe we should talk about that and see before you get into that other segment there, Saxy. I think this is an
Yeah, go
important
right ahead.
aspect of what
Yes.
we're doing. Yeah. So,
Yes.
Queen, do you have anything on that for us?
Well, I will say that that is something that we aspire for.
Okay.
As we continue to build past our foundational phase and we
Mm-hmm.
get more engaged with the international law, our
Mm-hmm.
indigenous rights,
Mm-hmm.
looking at ways to truly establish our sovereignty and make sure that we are restored and repaired,
Mm-hmm.
then also continuing to build global relationships.
Right.
I believe that there is a path for or toward a global passport,
And of
a universal one that can be, accepted by all of us in the diaspora so that we can travel freely as the free beings that we are.
right.
Okay.
Currently, a lot of that is controlled, and
Come on.
without the U.S. passport, we can't even leave this place.
Right.
Isn't that
Right. Very, very important. I love
fair?
that. I love that. So
Yeah.
I guess with that would also, I guess once we pass that foundational stage, we're looking into establishing a diplomatic mission because, of course,
And that's
interacting.
something that we need. So if
Yes.
someone is listening,
Hmm.
we've done our best over the past year as we've built this foundation.
Hmm.
We've done our best to align with the right leaders. Of course, there are certain morals, principles, energy, and things that we're looking for, experience and expertise that we're looking for.
Hmm.
But we are in need of someone who specializes in international law and indigenous rights,
Yeah.
also understanding reparations, restorative and reparative justice. We need a minister of health, a minister of education.
Hmm.
There's several other key ministries that we have not yet appointed someone to because it just has to be the right fit.
Right.
There's also due diligence and vetting that goes into play,
Hmm.
but we also need still a minister of government affairs.
Hmm.
Mm.
So, there are some gaps, but as we continue to build, we know that the Most High has delivered the leaders that we have now, and the
Hmm.
Most High will continue to deliver the leaders that we will have and need in the future. And we just want the right ones.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm just putting it out, people. If you are, if you have any of those qualifications and interests, and you wanna really explore the possibility of moving into a very brand new, exciting nation with opportunities where the sky is the limit. Reach out to Queen, reach out to Miss Saxy, or reach out to myself here at the Network of Love, and we'll be able to get the process started, as soon as possible because we are moving at a pace, and we're moving, of course, with surety and confidence that represent who we are. And of course,
That's right.
as we keep building this network, we think that you are a very important part of this network. So come on, let's move, let's move, let's move.
Oh,
We
let's move.
need builders.
We
We
need
need nation
builders.
builders,
Oh,
There you
network
go.
builders,
come
ecosystem
on.
builders,
Right.
community builders,
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
personal builders,
Yes.
professional builders,
Yes.
infrastructure builders. We need builders,
Builders.
innovators, thought
Let's
leaders,
go.
doers,
Come on.
executors.
There you
Call it.
go. There you
Keep
go.
on. We need y'all come
Look,
through.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. But systems that we need. Now I do know our guest is in the waiting room waiting. I want to cue this up. The reason why I wanted to have him on, we have had extensive conversations
Mm-hmm.
about traveling. and traveling over the world, understanding how to travel and what really international tourism and travel really is. And we have in the house minister. You know what? I'm gonna allow Queen to introduce because she always gives us the best. Queen, introduce your minister of tourism for us, please.
I would be honored.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, from around the world, I would love to introduce to you,
Hey,
coming from Atlanta by way of Sweden,
we
but
done.
birthed in the Gambia, the Minister of Tourism, the owner and founder of Feel at Home Gambia, the
Mhm.
country representative of First Choice International Solutions for the Gambia. I bring you none other than
One of us.
Mr.
Yeah.
Karanta Fatty.
Yay! Here we go, here we go. Yes, 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 yes.
Now, I will say that Mr. Karanta Fatty and I met at the very conference that we discussed earlier last year
Right.
during
Right.
the 125th National Black Business Conference.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during this conference that we made our first connection, but
Mhm.
we continue to stay engaged as Karanta began to follow me online and following the work that we were doing as a nation and also as a professional in business.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yes.
he reached out to me for mentorship,
Mhm.
and through mentorship, I have a leadership development series that is in place for all leaders of the nation. You
Mhm.
cannot be a leader in the nation without going through this process. It
Mm.
is to prepare you, equip you, and kick you right into action with building your ministry. And so I appointed Minister Carranza as our Ministry of Tourism because from the beginning, he
Mhm.
showed such commitment and dedication
Yes.
and passion
Mhm.
for tourism,
Mhm.
passion for people, passion
Mhm.
for culture. And he understood without influence or having to encourage,
Mhm.
incentivize. He got it. Most people, you have to break it down for them as if
Yes.
it just does not make sense to them of why we are doing something like this for
Right.
our own liberty and freedom. But
That's
Carranza understood that immediately. And so we've
beautiful.
been drawn together. He is a part of the family and he is here in Atlanta with us, completing his leadership fellowship. And I'll let him share with you more about his experience with the nation, the work that he's doing with Feel at Home Gambia, First Choice International Solutions, and about the conference and any other things that he'd like to share.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I
Welcome.
yield.
Thank
Welcome.
you and welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
oh my God. I am lost of words. That's a big surprise, I must admit. I wasn't aware that she is also on the platform.
Uh-huh.
But this is the
Uh,
way it has to be.
I told you I'm full of surprises. I said I got a surprise for you, didn't I? I said I
Yeah,
have something
yeah.
designed just for you. So, but thank you. I'm honored that you gave me your time and you understand what we're trying to do here. We can't poke around. So I know I move fast, but we had to do what we had to do.
Now,
You lined up.
Saxy, you know I'm
You
going to stop
understood
and
the
correct
assignment.
you.
Yeah.
You said what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I
Excuse me. What we're
thought.
doing.
Mhm.
What we're doing.
uh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you very much for inviting me to this platform, and I am over extremely excited to be in this platform together with Queen Shanta because Queen Shanta is somebody whom I saw the alignment in
Mhm.
her from the very first day we met at the conference last year. I have
Mm.
absolutely no doubt about the alignment that her vision and her thinking, her way of doing things fits in my own way. So I saw that alignment. That's why I took her to become my mentor because her vision is beyond herself. She's
Right.
talking about building legacies. She's
Right.
talking about building communities.
Right.
She's talking about empowering people. She's talking about historical perspective.
Wow.
And most importantly, she is not only developing herself, but she is helping others to develop. So for that being the reason, I said, okay, if I would lead for any mentor, I got it. So I would get out of my comfort zone, reach out to her, and start talking to her. This is how we develop our relationship. Because from the very first conversation, this is how the relationship was built up. Because I see the trust in her. And she also trusted me and trusted me to build up a ministry of tourism, which I could not be able to do myself without her. And she entrusted me. The fact that she bestowed the trust on me, I and her, we are working with others to establish a ministry of tourism that would be unique, different from other tourism ministries. Remember, we are just a community. We are not a state-owned or a federal-owned, but we wanted to work with the community. And the Ministry of Tourism, what we are working on, we have so many aspects of it that we are trying to do. That is the cultural, the educational, the heritage, and the entrepreneurial aspect of it.
Wow. That's
The most
beautiful.
important part of it, we're thinking about how best we can position the youth in it to make it more inclusivity.
Right.
Because many a times people build institutions and forget other segments of the society. We wanted to make it very inclusive. The women, the youths, the old people, the community itself.
Right.
So to build a ministry like that, it needs proper structuring. Just like she said, if you want to become a leader, you have to go through that leadership program.
That's right.
Then you equip yourself with the knowledge and the skills to be able to implement it. Because remember, you're going to deal with the outside world, and the outside world needs to know who you are, and
Yeah.
they need to trust you. They need to know that you have the knowledge and the skills
Right.
to be able to implement what you wanted to do. And one thing I like from Queen Shanta, and this is something I believe in, she wants us to move away from theory to be
Right.
executioners.
Right.
That is to do things in practical terms. And I believe in that. We've been doing a lot of theories for many years. Now is the time for action.
Right.
Let's start to move on. Okay, with my background, I am from the Gambia, and just like she mentioned, I am the founder of Feel at Home Gambia. Feel at Home Gambia has come out of my desire working as an integration project officer with migrants in Europe, helping migrants to get integrated with the ecosystem in Europe. I am from Gambia, but I live in Sweden. So I have been living in Europe for the last 25 years. So as a diasporan, I know how it feels to be detached from your own home countries. So I see it upon myself that, okay, what should I do now as a diasporan? This is how I establish Feel at Home, so that the diaspora can be get connected to their own home countries.
Right.
Because many a times when we talk about diaspora, people only think about the remittances, what the diaspora sent. And I believe diasporans are beyond that. We are far above that. Yeah. So the diasporans, we have the knowledge, we have the skills, we have the network, we have the resources, and we have the connection. So why not we leverage on that? This is how I established Philotom as a private enterprise, not a non-profit organization, but as a private enterprise that would help add a little bit in the building bridges between the global diaspora and the continent. Because I believe that the continent needs the diaspora so that the continent can develop together with the diasporans.
Yes.
This is how I established Philotom Gambia. And Queen Shanta has given me multiple tasks to do. I am also the country director for First Choice International for Gambia.
Okay.
So being a country director for First Choice International, I assume she has explained what First Choice International is. It's a consortium of businesses that share the same values, the same perspective, and the same common objectives for the development of mankind. It's
Boy, she
all-
got you working, don't she?
Wow, I'm telling you. I
She,
mean, I
listen,
yeah,
she don't apologize for it. She said, I need leaders. I need
I
leaders.
got something. If it's something I got from my mother, I know how to put somebody to work.
That part, that part. Well, I love the work that you're doing. We had an extensive conversation, and I know that Nedgy, you got some questions for him, but I wanted to put this out there.
uh-huh.
We've had some conversations on doing business, you know, overseas,
Right.
and the protocol, the etiquettes, the values, the alignment, those type of things. If we were, you saying, you know, we need to have these bridges built. What does that look like? You know what I'm saying? Because I know when I deal with Africa, sometimes I get a pushback because you're foreign. You feel me? When I deal with Brazil, I'm not light enough. You know, it's something. It's always some culture or something in between. So, what does that bridge look like?
fantastic. That's a very good question, you know. But I would just take a little bit back. Just look at Queen Center.
Mm-hmm,
She got an interest in Africa. And
mm-hmm,
what does she do? She doesn't sit in the USA, but she
mm-hmm,
took it upon herself with the group
mm-hmm,
to go as far as to the DR Congo.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That trip had broadened her horizon about how to do Africa.
mm-hmm,
First, the connectivity is very, very important. Come close to the people and believe in the local capacities there, deal with them.
mm-hmm,
Because you cannot do everything. If you want to do something in Africa, you have
mm-hmm,
to get to Africa. Even for 1 day or 2 days, you get
mm-hmm,
yourself oriented and
mm-hmm,
you build up that relationship with the people in Africa.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
with building the relationship with the people of Africa, you got to have an open mind
mm-hmm,
and lower
mm-hmm,
your expectation. You shouldn't have the same expectation as people in the US here, how you deal with them. Because
mm-hmm,
you dealing with people with different cultures, different way of doing things.
mm-hmm.
So try
Yeah.
to build that bridge and try to see how best you can become closer to the people. Once you do that, you would
Mm-hmm,
understand the ecosystem, how it operates. And the most important thing that people fails to do is to adapt, adaptability.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
So once
Yeah.
you get adapted, Queen
Mm-hmm,
Center is recruiting leaders from Congo, from Nigeria, from Gambia, from everywhere. And
mm-hmm.
she herself knows that these are people with diverse cultures.
That's right.
And even language barrier happens sometimes. So she has to use a translation to be
Mm-hmm,
able to hear what they are saying. So
mm-hmm,
all this is an adaptation method you can use when you are building that bridge.
mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
and I would just add that one of the things that we were very intentional about with First Choice International Solutions is
Mm-hmm,
appointing directors who are um, very familiar with the cultural
mm-hmm,
climate on the continent and the
mm-hmm.
diplomatic
Yes.
affairs there. So I've appointed Dr. Andre Chichisambu
Mm-hmm,
as director of global international affairs
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
diplomacy and cultural affairs, and also Mr. Thomas Ngubisa is
mm-hmm,
our deputy director. And
mm-hmm,
so they are our directors of global development and international cultural affairs and diplomacy. That's it. So
yeah.
they help to, when there's situations that arise where I have questions or not too sure what to expect,
Mm-hmm,
they
mm-hmm,
have been very good in providing that guidance and advisory because that's where they're from. That's, they're on the ground. And then we have about 12 to 15 different country representatives that are,
mm-hmm.
like he said, based strategically across the continent, the
Love it.
Caribbean, Brazil, Europe,
That's right.
Europe. And these are the country reps who are facilitating the
Mm-hmm,
deals, the communication, and bringing
mm-hmm.
First Choice International Solutions into those markets.
I love it. I love it. It just wraps up with the song, you know, Nedgy. We always talk about due diligence.
Oh
We always
yes.
talk about due diligence. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
you have to do your due diligence. And that, I'm going to put it in ABC terms. You know, our deputy used to say, you give it to him in Sesame Street. Okay, Sesame Street. Terminology here. So I want you guys to learn about geopolitics. That's what she's speaking of. All right. And we had this conversation, Minister, the other night. We were speaking about understanding the temperature, the relationships between your country, your presidents, their country, their presidents. Am I on the right track?
Yeah.
Right. So understand the geopolitics, how it affects the relationships here and abroad. Also, do your due diligence on the culture. Don't just go there thinking you're going to act and behave and speak and do the same things you do here. No, it's totally different. So you have to get engagement and understanding and do the homework and learn the culture. So you can add more, Minister, to that if you could, please.
No, you're absolutely right, because we are human beings. And some of these things are very basic, but we thought that it's something difficult. It's not that, It's just that we need to be tolerant to each other
Hmm.
and give respect.
Right.
Who doesn't want to be respected? Everybody wants to be respected.
That's right.
So we are human beings. After I tell people, we don't need to be rocket scientists to be able to do all these things. Let's
That's
just
right.
try to be human and have a human approachability,
Yeah.
and have some serious conversation.
Yeah.
Understand
And
understand the geopolitics is not a one-day process,
come on.
but it evolves.
Yes.
It
Yes.
evolves. So once
Yes.
it evolves, you would see how to perfect it. We should not look for perfection, but we should believe in excellence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
So Neddy, that's what I wanted to bring to our network, our love community. How we move and how we rocking. You
What?
feel me? And how to rock, how to move around, because there is so many opportunities out there that are available for you, but there's still structures, there's still policy, there's still a process.
Right.
Okay. So Neddy, did you want to add anything to that? Because as the queen would say,
Yeah, I'm just so happy to have you here, sir, Mr. Faddy, and I think that all I'm seeing is a true alignment, is a true alignment of personalities, and I think again, I truly believe in vibration. I think it's a frequency vibration, and it is brought on today by a certain level of awareness in our community. There's certain amounts of persons who are starting to become aware of what the true reality of what true reality is, and in that paradigm, I think we're starting to adjust to our behavior and how we go about our lives, and I think that we are now starting to attract those like minds. And once we're doing that, and it's in a form of a like here, like a network, for example, we're starting to mesh, and I think that is very important because like understanding, like I said before, all I'm seeing is a selfless endeavor, a selfless movement of people saying, we are looking in the future, as where we are right now. The reality is that this is not it. This is not it for us, and this is not it for our future generations. And vibrating at that frequency and attracting people at this level, I think is the beginning of laying the seed or the foundation for the greater things to come. And I'm very proud to be here in this platform, bringing this to the audience, and hopefully I can keep doing this and bringing more and more and growing this audience so that we can impact more people on a positive level as we grow.
Okay.
And I love the concept from Queen saying that this is not something we're trying or attempting. This is something that's actually in place and being done, and that's why I'd ask the questions about the infrastructure, as far as if I wanted to get involved tomorrow with putting in a certain amount of funds to be a part of the network, whether or not that's possible. And because it is a testament to the fact that it is already being done. So we're encouraging people to come. Join us at the Network of Love. Join us here. Become a part of this ecosystem. Become a part of this organization. Become a part of the whole idea of the whole diplomatic mission of what it is that
Yeah.
we're doing, right, and building on, and don't be scared of asking questions. Don't, jump in and get get your feet wet. Get the
Absolutely.
information that is valuable and vital to our growth and to yes, and to what it is that you want to accomplish by being here. So. That being said, I don't think I have any questions per se at this point. If one comes to me, I definitely will pose it. But as of now, I'm just intrigued by the conversation and what's going on and the reality of what I'm dealing with at this moment in time. So
Well,
I'm just
since
very
you
appreciative.
since the cat got your tongue, I got a question
Yeah.
for all three of you.
Okay.
Now, with what he just said, how valuable, and I want each of you to answer this separately. How valuable is the passport now? With what he just shared with us. And I'll start with you, Minister Fatty.
Can you repeat the question, please?
How valuable is your passport?
Oh, okay, good. I will try to answer it in twofold because for me, my passport, that means my identity. And that is what belongs to me. Nobody can take that to me. But I want my passport to be reflected in my legacy, what I'm going to do. What I do today, I want history to remember me with that. That is very, very important to me because I believe that the most precious thing that everybody wants to achieve from birth to death is to live for a purposeful life.
That's right.
And how can you live in a purposeful life? It is the things that you do today.
Yes.
So the things I do today, that is my passport.
Right.
And I don't want my passport to be tarnished, or I don't want it to be stained.
Right.
So I try to be careful of things I do so that the next generation coming after me, when they decide on history, they will see what I have done. And I want them to emulate it. That is very valuable to me. And that is identity.
Wow. I love the legacy piece. You almost jerked a tear out of my eye. Okay, and I'm gonna go back on that because that is so valuable. Oh my goodness. It's like so many things are going through my head right now. But I'm gonna pose that question to you, Queen. Now that you heard what the Minister Fatty had said about tourism and building this bridge and what we need to do as a nation and moving into geopolitics and things of that nature. And now to that same question, how valuable and is your passport an asset?
Absolutely, your passport is an asset because without it, you can't travel internationally. And if you want to do global business, you have to be able to travel internationally. And so without it, you are very limited and restricted to how far you can go, where you can go. And
Come on, enjoy the network. Sorry, hold on a second.
unfortunately, because man has put all of these borders and rules and laws and things in place, we aren't able to travel freely the way that we were born to. And so without that passport, you're just limited. You know what I mean? That's you're just very it's a very limiting behavior not to have it. But the other thing to realize is that at any point in time, especially in the society we live in now, your passport can be taken. It can be denied. It can be revoked.
That's right.
And we have too many other people who have powers over us and our mobility. We're under surveillance. We're under censorship. So yes, get that passport.
Come on. Well, thank you for that. Neddy, I can't hear you. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me on passport?
I can hear you now. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Now that question also poses to you.
Okay, passport. See, one of the things that a passport is always a valuable thing because it allows you to move internationally. If you're local and you don't have any interest about, making any connections anywhere else in the world, you don't really need a passport. You maybe need a driver's license or something. You get from state to
Right.
state, locality to locality. But if you have an interest in reaching out, especially if you're a diasporan or you're, somehow connected to the continent of Africa, I think that is kind of like literally the key to break the chain. That's the key to your freedom. And that will give you access to different communities, different countries, different cultures, or even to realign or reconnect with your roots. You know what I mean? That is a vehicle that is invaluable in my opinion, and everyone should have one. I know that there might be restrictions and there's a level of control or whatever the case may be, but at least it will allow you don't necessarily have to return to where it was issued. You can decide, listen, I'm going to make my home somewhere else in Gambia, and that's going to be so I think a passport is literally a key to freedom if you use it correctly, whether it be in business or whether it be in just being able to reconnect from a cultural standpoint with your people. I think everyone should make sure that you have a current and a valid passport.
That's right. Minister Fatty, you about to pop over there. Go ahead, talk to me.
Exactly. That is what I wanted to add, because sometimes the passport you travel in doesn't describe who you are.
That's right.
Exactly, because I got the opportunity to travel around the world simply because of I'm using a European passport. I'm a holder of a European passport.
Right.
Many African countries, just like the recent conference that took place during the weekend, many participants couldn't afford to come to the United States because of their passport color. Can you just imagine African delegates were asked to deposit $20,000 as a bond to be issued a visa?
Oh, mercy.
Wow.
We have only delegates that were able to come from Senegal and few from Ghana, but most of the applicants were rejected. So the passport is very important. It gives you free movement, free access to travel, but it doesn't describe who you are. I've got many times being confronted in international airport, being black and having a German passport.
Right.
They speak German to me to verify whether I'm the holder of that passport. I have encountered that.
Right.
But I think that I was merited to have the passport because I've been living there for more than 25 years.
Right.
I still have my Gambian passport.
Right.
But when I'm traveling international, I don't use my Gambian passport because I will not be issued a visa.
Right.
So the only passport I travel with around the world is the German passport. It's important for me because I wanted to get out of the comfort zone and I wanted to reach out to people like Queen Santa, whom they are thousands of kilometers away. The only way I can go is to use the German passport. But that doesn't define me to become a German.
Right.
That's right.
I still have my identity as a Gambian, as an African.
Right.
That's right. You still who you are.
Yeah. And this is why African governments are coming up with some strategies. I don't know when would it come, but for the free movement of people and trade goods, they are working on it to have a unified traveling formula.
Let me just add something to that. There is a person that I really admire on the social media platform. His name is Wodemaya. Out of Ghana. He's kind of one of those, I call him an international diplomat, but one other thing I see him working on is just bringing Africa to the world, and he's been doing a phenomenal job of that. Extremely popular, and I truly admire what he's doing, and one of those people I think was planting the seed in the minds of these leaders in different countries in Africa to look at things differently. In like maybe coming up with one universal passport for all the countries in Africa, for example, that the Pan-Africanist movement type of thing. And I think that is crucially important. But just to add to that, a question that I have, and I think we should really think deeply about this in terms of the answers that is potentially there. Do we envision a point, for example, from either a diplomatic standpoint where we can approach each and every government authority on the continent and have them set aside or donate or ascribe or prescribe, whatever words we want to use, a portion of their countries, that can be brought together as one landmass that can become the landing point or the place of entry for the new nation to be formed, and that it would be seen from a diplomatic mission anyways as an independent entity, independent nation, independently doing everything, but specifically geared to diasporans returning to make a greater contribution and to become, I guess, a central or a focal point in developing the entire continent, right? Because if we were able to do something like that at that level, I think then that will enable us to be truly autonomous, and that autonomy that comes with that independence is crucial, because what I don't like to see is the fact that my passport and vis-a-vis my freedom is granted by another authority, you know what I mean, who I have no true let's say I have no affinity to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my thought is, how can we build that into infrastructure where we're, from a diplomatic standpoint, reaching out to all of these different countries and making sure that they understand that what we're doing is we're planting a seed to grow into the area of making that one united African continent, like call it the United States of Africa, and that if we can be integral in assisting or fueling that concept, that is something that I would like to see happen. And I just wondered whether or not some of these thoughts might have crossed our minds in terms of the network and the organizations that we're currently involved with and engaged with.
Yeah, I will start with in the context of Africa, I think what is needed, if we're going to take it to global, first we have to dissolve the United Nations. I want a new restructured United Nations, which will work together with a new African Union. But all those things boils down to have leaders who has a foresight and who are innovative.
That's right.
And the present cups of African leaders, I could name only one or two that I have confidence in them would be able to do that.
Right.
One is Ibrahim Tarawale.
Yeah.
He's one of the leaders. I thought that if we have 5 of Ibrahim Tarawales or 6 of Ibrahim Tarawale,
Right.
then we would be able to have an Africa which would be more accommodative, because the Africa we want, it has to be forced with economic sovereignty.
Right. Yes.
As long as our economic is dependent on others, our sovereignty is still not there.
Right.
So you're talking about the diaspora. I am advocating for diaspora to come back home.
Right.
But there are so many things about the diaspora which the African government deals with the diaspora. I'm not in for that.
Right.
For example, I'm not in for you as a diaspora to come and invest there, then you get the citizenship. I'm not in for that.
No.
Okay.
Because that is a precondition.
Okay.
Yeah,
If I can interject here, I totally agree with you. And from the standpoint of, I feel that each and every diasporan should be able to return to any country on the continent of Africa unconditionally, with no terms, no conditions ascribed, because historically we were ripped from there. I mean, for those, of course, we do have natives here who've never experienced, are not necessarily from Africa in that sense. For all of those who can actually trace their origins here in the New World to the slave trade, I think that if we can do that, and of course we have a means of doing that today, we should be able to land on any continent and any country in the continent unconditionally and say, I am returning home by choice. You see what I'm saying? And I think, that's a mindset that I'm looking for. So to add to that, Abraham Traore is also one of those men that I admire tremendously. Not only him, but you have persons like PLO Lumumba. You have, I'm a very big fan of him, and also of the South African leader of the, what's his name?
Malembo.
Yes, Malema. Right, I'm a big fan of these type of personalities and what it is that they're doing, and especially from PLO Lumumba's standpoint, where he's saying that we need to bring the leaders of Africa on the hygiene. You know what I'm saying, and I think that is kind of like one of the things that needs to be tackled. And I just wondered whether or not people like PLO Lumumba would have an interest in political office. But I know that he's a professor, and that's his thing, and teaching and so on. But if we could have more people of that mindset, going for political office, I think that the influence of the colonizers and what it is that they do, kind of like what happened in Burkina Faso, I think we start seeing a lot more of this if we have independent thinkers and people who are developing their minds independently. And I would love to see that happening. And I don't know if at some point we'll be able to start to affect this by planting the seeds in people's minds, or whatever the case may be. But I definitely would love to see that happen, and hope to see that happen and starting to happen in the near
You
future.
just started that. You just planted the seed. We started to grow. The reason why I brought the passport and the value up of it. The other day, I had someone actually say to us that, hey, you know what? 45 minutes away is too far. And listen, you can't limit yourself. The value of getting outside of the circle, outside of your neighborhood, outside of your city, outside of your state, outside of the country, is to experience and explore and broaden your horizon. Right? To add value to your mindset. Because even if we get into these bridging of opportunities, we're going to have to start with the mindset.
Correct.
So the challenge is, I want everybody to go out there and let's start looking at our passport and identifying the value with it. And with that said, it is now 7:54.
Correct.
And we had a big show today, Neddy, didn't we?
Yes, we did. But I don't think, I'm so excited about this, exactly what happened here today. And I think we have to continue at some point. I know that we're going way over time, but it's worth it. And that being said, I think we have to wrap it up soon. But if there's anything else that you can bring, or anybody want to add, we can do that, and then we're gonna close out with an invitation. With a network of love for everybody, and more people to join us as we gather here together on Sundays from 6 p.m. until.
All right. Well, no, I'm good. Thank you so much. I want to thank Queen for coming through. Thank you, Minister. I really appreciate you both your time. Our goal is to make sure that the Network of Love has this platform that is designed for the nation. Okay. I want you guys to come back over and over and over again, because this is just the icing. All right. Well, we just baking a cake. How about that?
That's
we
right.
have not actually, we're adding the ingredients. We ain't even put it in the oven. So there's so much more we have to do together, have to discuss and bring valuable communication, valuable shows like this. Okay. So I want you guys to continue to bring value, share with us more and more and more. And Queen, please bring more ministers. Okay. Please bring more ministers.
I will, and I didn't get to
Thank
answer
you.
the last question, but since
Oh,
we're
I'm
about to
sorry.
get ready to go,
no,
I'm
no.
going to save that one for the next one, because it's not something that I'm sure we're going to be able to address in that time.
Okay.
But I share a very different perspective about the United Africa. I love the idea of it, but we're going to be realistic and we're going to look at history because history is a great teacher.
Right.
And if you don't know your history, then you fail to repeat it.
Right.
And so I think it's very important that the next time we have this conversation, that we look at the pros and the cons and we discuss what does that look like and is that realistic?
Right.
Right. Agreed.
Fantastic. So people, so you heard what Queen just said. We're gonna pick up next meeting with dealing with aspects of a united African, what that might look like, and what her perspective of that is, and different thoughts relating to possibilities and what might or might not be based on a guidance from historical context, etc., etc. So I want you to come prepared. You might have questions to ask. You might have something that you want to add or contribute to. I just want to make sure that you are aware that when we get together again, it's going to be another fantastic panel like this where we
Absolutely.
where we share important information and that we learn from each other and that we start to understand that there are alternatives out there right now as we speak. And remember, I'm your host, Beatmaster Neddy G, coming to you directly from the underground bunker from a nondescript building hidden somewhere in the Toronto area. And we're not going to go quiet yet, but I want you all to sit with me through this one song. And this one song started a network of love. And this is a song that invites everybody to come and join us. And part of the reason why. This is the Network of Love by yours truly, Beatmaster Neddy G. Check it out.
People, are you ready? Yeah. Come on and join the network. Yes, the network of love. Worldwide
Are we behind?
network of love. That's what I want. We're all losing faith in their leadership. Their hatred around the world. So download love from the ether store. Open the app in your heart and let it flow. In the morning when you awake, remember it's the network of love that saves the day. But you must let love flow. Let one love flow. Let love flow. We're all losing faith in their governance. Because they don't serve the people anymore. No, no. Representatives in parliament, prime ministers and presidents, they serve the interests of corporations around the world. So download love from the ether store. Open the app in your heart and let it flow. In the morning when you awake, remember it's the network of love that saves the day.
Yes, download love from the Ether Store. Download love in your mind. Download love in your heart. Let love be your religion. Let love be what motivates you on a daily basis, that gets you up and lays you down at night. Let love be the thing that joins you to your neighbor. Let love be the thing that is your compass and your guide, right? And right now, we're gonna get back to the panel, right? And we're gonna just close out after that. So, final words before we go. Of course, we want to bring back Miss Saxy and Queen
Okay.
into the conversation as we close out today. So, final words before we go.
So my final words is that I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. It is very important. I know it was a long show, but when we bring this value on there, just get ready to learn, because what you're going to learn is going to help you earn. Okay, it's going to give you tools, tips, and resources to help you do the things you do and better. That's our goal. Okay, and collectively come together and put it to work so we can develop and cultivate healthier and happier communities. So that's my word for you.
Awesome.
Queen?
Thank you. Thank you both. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for those who are listening. But I want to leave you with a thought. If the critical systems that your family and your business currently depend on stopped working tomorrow, what would you do? What would you own? What would you control? If you are spending money, donating money, investing, paying taxes, it's time to look at how to redirect your money into building the critical and essential infrastructure that is needed for your family, your business to survive and to thrive.
Agreed.
The healthcare, the education, the agriculture and food security are all being threatened. And it's time that we come together, those who are like-minded, like-hearted, like-spirited, and put our talents, our money, our time, and intention together to solve our own problems. There is not anyone coming to save us. And so I hope to still be loved after I say this, like Dr. George Fraser said this weekend.
Yeah.
Nobody is coming down to save us.
Right.
Nobody else is thinking about us. They don't wake up in the morning and say, what is a plan that I can come up with that's going to help Black people?
Right.
Yes, that's right.
So you better be thinking about this for yourself, for your children, for your grandchildren, and for the generations to come after us. We do not have a lot of time.
Right.
We must move with urgency. Believe me, they plan way far in advance.
Years.
So if you're listening and the spirit of Shira, the spirit of freedom, the spirit of liberty is resonating with you, and you feel led to do something about the current conditions and situations in your life, in your community, then it's time that you go to our website and you express your interest in being a member of the Nation of Shira. And you say, I am ready to lead. I am ready to commit my time, my money, my talents, my abilities to building the future.
And to that I say, Ashe.
Shira Ve Shalom, freedom and peace. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, real pleasure. And I look forward to doing this again sometime soon. And Miss Saxy, thank you also. And, thank you to the minister. And I just look forward to doing this again so soon. And I just wish everybody a very productive and a happy week coming up. Stay safe. And I always say, sayonara, buenas noches, and good night. It is time for us to go.
Arriva.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.